Hello everyone, my name is Kiara, aka kiaras.bookshelf, and welcome to a new video on my channel. And for this week I decided that I am going to keep the murder mystery theme going, and I'm going to end this with the reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. I'm actually really excited for this because this will be the last book that I'm going to read in this genre for a long time, and I'm genuinely excited to end it with this one just because I believe this is the pretty new series. I think I got it maybe last year. And I'm just so excited for it. So with that, let's just get into this video because I'm so excited to see what the reappearance of Rachel Price has in store for me. Hello everybody, so it is the next day and I'm here to give you guys my very first update on the reappearance of Rachel Price. I originally planned to do it yesterday, but I fell asleep. So I only read 50 pages. But I feel like so much has happened in these first 50 pages that it's okay to split it up, because originally I was going to do 100, but it's okay. So I am officially on chapter 6, and I already feel like I know so much about this family, and I think that was really well done. So the story is about 18-year-old Belle, whose mother, Rachel Price, disappeared, and Belle was in the car. So it was a really strange day for the media, for her family, and obviously for Belle to have experienced that. So a true crime podcast is literally making a segment about Rachel Price and her family, and basically just kind of trying to get a gist of who Rachel is, because even though this case has been open for years, it doesn't seem like they've gotten anywhere. No one has been able to track Rachel's whereabouts. Some people claim they spotted her, but no one's found her after all this time. Honestly, I'm surprised that she just hasn't been presumed dead. What I thought was strange was when Belle was found in the car, somebody also found her mom's wallet. Her mom didn't take anything important with her when she left, which I thought was strange because the wallet had IDs and credit cards in it and things like that. I'm guessing right now she was scared of something, but I think the main thing I'm wondering is what could she have been so scared of where she left her own kid, I guess, or I guess who would she have been scared of? I also like that in these first couple of pages, you can see that Belle's grandmother does not like Belle's dad because she thinks he's the one that killed her daughter, and he actually did serve a little bit of time for it, and then he was proved to be not guilty and got out. So I do wonder what that was about. I feel like the way he was implying it is that they kind of picked the person that would be the most obvious, and I guess he just didn't have enough proof with Belle being so young at the time. It didn't really seem to affect his side of the family that much, so I kind of like that there is a weird divide between them. I guess that's it's pretty realistic. One thing that I think is kind of sad is that Belle doesn't remember anything about her mom, given the fact that she was so young. In the docuseries, the cameraman and the director told them they had to watch really old videos of Rachel and react to it on camera, and everybody seemed really upset about it except for Belle, because when you think about it, she didn't really know her, or at least get to know her as well as everybody else. Her older cousins were there, people who knew Rachel her whole life, and it was really sad. You can see Belle kind of being frustrated, and I could tell that at one point she was kind of why am I here? Because it didn't really feel necessary for her to be a part of every single segment if she couldn't remember anything. And I want to say the very final thing that I thought was interesting, which I thought was also a great way to end the point that I was at when I was reading, is that Belle's dad said before Rachel disappeared, she was acting really strange and forgetful, which never happened before. Like, apparently she was like leaving the front door wide open when she would walk in and just like never close it. Like an hour would pass and I guess no one would realize the door was open. And then there was also a mention of baby monitors just always being on or something. So I do wonder like what was up with that, specifically like the open door thing. I am really, really liking this story so far, and I'm really interested to see like what happens next. So if you guys are interested, then please stay tuned, and I don't know, I guess like we'll just see what happens in the story together. Hi, hello. So I am officially on chapter 17 of this book, and I definitely feel like I am loving everything so far. I actually might like this a little more than Five Survive just because of the like vibes of it. Like I definitely feel like this has more of a true crime feel, and I'm like kind of loving that. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that Belle mentioned that she had a stalker like when she was a kid who was obsessed with the Rachel Price case when she was really little. Apparently this guy like dressed up as a police officer and like pretended to interview people like just to like learn facts about the case. And so I am wondering if that is the kidnapper who was just trying to keep tabs on Belle and like stay in her life somehow, because they never caught this man. So the next thing that is actually really, really important to the story is that Belle ends up finding Rachel when she like leaves the camera crew. Like she gets really mad about the fact that they're like so invasive in her life, and she wishes that this wasn't happening, and she like ends up just like walking somewhere near train tracks. The next thing she knows, like she hears footsteps, she turns around, and then she sees Rachel Price, and she is completely dirty. Her clothes are ripped up. She seems like really confused about what's going on, but because Belle has seen so many pictures of her, she knew that it was Rachel, so she immediately brings her home. She doesn't tell the police or the camera crew, but she does call her dad and asks him to come home like immediately. So when her dad gets home, they immediately start asking Rachel what happened, you know, like where has she been all of these years? And I think this is where things start to get a little weird with like her story compared to what was said like in the news and things like that. So Rachel tells Belle that she has been kidnapped this entire time by a man that she doesn't know the name of, and she says that the only reason that she was able to escape is just because one day the man took her in a car, led her to a random spot, and just like let her go. But that doesn't really make sense, because then she went and told the dad that the kidnapper parked a car somewhere, cut the engine off, let her out, and drove away. I don't know, like there was a little more detail, I guess. Like she told Belle that the kidnapper left the engine running and that she was left on the side of the road. I don't know why like there were two different versions of the story, but Belle caught on to that like really, really fast, and she thought it was weird. Like Belle's like really uncomfortable by all of this while the dad is excited. He's just happy that she's home, but Belle immediately just assumes that she's lying. Another weird incident is that Rachel was telling Belle that she was happy to be back. She said, "I've been locked inside for 15 years, and then Belle corrects her and says it was actually 16 years, and Rachel kind of like paused a little bit. I don't know, I feel like that one isn't as bad just because it would be hard for her to keep track of time, but I don't know, like Belle was just not having it. She was kind of just like, you don't know how long you were kidnapped. I don't know. I think that one, like, was a little, like, cruel. She was definitely a little snippy with her mom, which is not what I was expecting from her. Like, I thought she would be a little more excited just to get to know this woman that she hadn't seen since she was like 3 or 4. But I guess everybody just has a different reaction to those types of things. And Rachel and Belle decide to go to the mall when they are not supposed to, because they're supposed to be laying low from the press. But Rachel is just so excited to like finally go shopping and to get clothes that, you know, aren't dirty and a mess. So they decide to go to the mall, and while they're at the mall and in a dressing room, Belle notices that Rachel has like this scar. I believe it's like on her leg or ankle, and it's like a really, really big one. It looks kind of bad. And Belle instantly thinks it's weird because Rachel wasn't described as like having this scar. I think this is when she starts to question whether or not this is Rachel or not. Like, she starts to think this woman is an imposter, but she doesn't tell anyone right away yet because she knows that if she does, people are just going to say that she's crazy or being negative and things like that. But I definitely am thinking the same thing right now. I don't know, like, I don't know if it's like a copycat situation or what, but like something definitely does seem off about this woman. So I am just really, really excited to keep reading and see what's going to happen with the story, because I definitely am like really, really interested in Rachel Price as a whole right now. And so I guess I will just update you guys next time. Hello everybody, so I am here to wrap up this vlog and also give you guys my final updates, because I have officially finished the reappearance of Rachel Price, and I will definitely say this book wasn't necessarily disappointing, but I feel like there was so much in this book that didn't make sense, that was very unnecessary, and I guess like it was kind of a letdown in certain parts. The one thing that I did like is that Rachel's mom was not actually a villain in this story. I will say I totally thought she was at certain points. Like, some things just didn't make sense as far as like the things she was doing in this book and like how weird she was acting. And I like that it turned out I was right about the dad being suspicious the entire time. I remember like earlier mentioning that like Rachel was being really weird about like leaving doors unlocked and like certain things like that. It turns out it was the dad purposely like messing with Rachel, trying to make her seem like she lost her mind. And pretty much like the dad and the grandpa worked together to kidnap Rachel this entire time. I feel like that was so strange because, like, I don't know, like, I feel like while the motive was explained, it didn't really make sense. The dad seemed completely, like, normal this entire time, and then the minute, like, his secret was revealed, it kind of was like he had a completely different personality, and I don't know, I feel like it felt very forced. I would have loved to see, like, in the middle of the book, like, scenes of the dad, like, kind of starting to, like, slowly crack and, like, you know, like, start to really act suspicious. But I feel like once Rachel came home, he wasn't really in the story as much, or it seemed like he was just so busy avoiding her that I just really wasn't able to, I guess, like, react well to the plot twist. It just didn't make sense. But overall, I am really, really excited that I have finished this book, because now I am completely done with my, like, murder, mystery, thriller tangent, I guess, that I was going on for these past couple of videos. I'm really excited because now I am going to be reading some really, really exciting books, some exciting series that are very, very popular, and I'm so excited to talk about them, like, on my channel. So thank you guys for watching this week's vlog. I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and please stay tuned for my next couple of videos, because I feel like my reading vlogs are just going to get better and better from this point on, and I am just so excited about it. So thank you guys for watching. This has been Kiara's Bookshelf. Bye!